Morning, esteemed viewers. Welcome to this edition of Bystanders at the Newsstand. I'm Christian Chuku, and you are welcome to this event this morning. A big welcome to everyone watching wherever you are in Nigeria and also in diaspora. And say big welcome to this edition of Bystanders at the Newsstand. Let's have a wonderful day. I have my committed viewers here this morning. They're here to do justice to the newspaper headlines. We are in Ogba to get people talking on pertinent issues, on topical issues that we have today. We are in Ogba to get people to talk and also give their position on what they feel and what they feel about what's happening in Nigeria today. I'm Christian Chiku on this other edition of Bystand. Understand? I say once again, welcome to this program. I have Mr. Chigoze, Mr. David, Mr. Matthew, others are on their way as they are here to do justice to the newspaper headlines. Mr. Bright, Omo, good morning. First person, I can see you. Good morning, Mr. Bright, Omo. Wonderful viewer, committed, and also a lively viewer on the live chat. Let's go straight to newspaper headlines. This morning, with me, the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard newspaper. I also do have the Punch newspaper. Let's start with the Punch this morning. That is our main headline. What the Punch has is our main headline. The main headline on the Punch this morning: federal government plans 12 trillion naira fresh borrowing, public debt to hit 50 trillion naira by 2022. Federal government plans 12 trillion naira fresh borrowing, public debt to hit 50 trillion naira by 2023. Government borrowing plan focuses on domestic bonds, concessional external loans. Government borrowing plan focuses on domestic bonds, concessional external loans. Go after wealthy Nigerians owing their country instead of borrowing. That is, economists have advised the government that they should go after wealthy Nigerians owing the country instead of borrowing. Assets must be created to justify debt. Infrastructure needs essential, says analyst. Assets must be created to justify debt. Infrastructure needs essential, says analyst. This is Kara in Imo State. Kara has been demolished. And you can see when you look at the Punch this morning, the picture on the Punch, shanties of the Kara Opik area along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway is sharing under demolition by officials of the Ogun State Ministry of Environment. That is on Monday yesterday. You can see people are taking away their belongings because of the destruction of shanties in that area. Zamfara communities deserted as bandits kill 10, abduct 33 women. Zamfara communities deserted as bandits kill 10, abduct 33 women. Headers killing, bloodbath averted in Kwara as police foil community Fulani clash. Headers killing, bloodbath averted in Kwara as police foil community Fulani clash. We shall continue our resolve to make Ogun oil producing state. We shall continue our resolve to make Ogun oil producing state. That is from Governor Abiodun. Man fear dead. Police Amotekun deployed as Oshun Carnival turns bloody. Man fear dead. Police Amotekun deployed as Oshun Carnival turns bloody. You're tired of crying, pleading with Buhari over Leah Shuaibu. You're tired of crying, pleading with Buhari over Leah Sharuku. That is from the parents this morning. I have with the Vanguard. Obasanjo wrote Shagari alleging coup ahead of his inauguration. Obasanjo wrote Shagari alleging coup ahead of his inauguration. That is from Ambassador Ukume, revealing that this morning. Says Awolowo refused to join coup, preferred dying on hospital bed than through bullets. Preferred dying on hospital bed than through bullets. Explains how Joseph Taka foiled plots. Notes Ekweme was not NPN's choice as Shagari's VP. Obasanjo wrote Shagari alleging coup ahead of his inauguration. 17 months enough to end insecurity before Buhari leaves office. Presidency has said that 17 months is enough to end insecurity before Buhari leaves office. Now, health workers to Buhari don't sign 2022 budget without inclusion of adjusted CONHESS. Health workers, Buhari, don't sign 2022 budget without inclusion of adjusted CONHESS. Main headline on the Vanguard this morning: Malami's defense of Buhari's uh, uh, veto on the electoral bill triggers outrage. Malami's defense of Buhari's veto triggers outrage. His claims baseless. MBF is saying his claims baseless. Direct primary produced Buhari in 2019. Direct primary produced Buhari in 2019. That is from Sani, ex-ACF scribe. He is playing on our fears for violence for selfish end. That's from GACNYA. Development of tragedy. Development a tragedy for government. That is from Pa Adebanjo. Development a tragedy for government. Malami speaking in a confusing manner. Afenifere is saying that Malami is speaking in a confusing manner. It shows government can't address constitutional challenges. That's from Shonibare. Now, Imo government, Okorocha in war of words. Imo government and Okorocha in war of words. You can see Mr. Uche Nwosu, while he was arrested yesterday by the police, something that was said to be a kidnap or an abduction. Bandits kill in Zamfara villages, kidnap over 33 women. Bandits kill in Zamfara villages, kidnap over 33 women. Electricity sector accidents hits 167. Electricity sector accident hits 167. 20 weeks after no sit at home in Southeast. 20 weeks after no sit at home in Southeast. Insecurity. Akintoye unveils mobile app to track victims criminals hide out. Akintoye unveils mobile app to track victims criminals hide out. One killed as carnival turns bloody in Osun State. Okay, I have my viewers here this morning. Mr. Chigozie. Good morning, Mr. Chigozie.
Good morning. It's a pleasure being here this morning.
Mr. Chigozie is a committed analyst, and we congratulate him for that. We appreciate him for that.
Yeah, thank you. It's an act of service to humanity. And to this end, we are here and we are committed. What is the microphone protesting? Because the level of injustice cuts across all facets of our existence as a people. Not even the donkeys are now crying in Nigeria. They are speaking.
Okay. Let's look at 17 months enough to end insecurity before Buhari leaves office. That is from the presidency. How to get your take on that?
The word presidency does not assign any responsibility on anyone. So it's a mere political propaganda or nomenclature intended to deceive the people. Who do you hold accountable when it comes to the word presidency? Presidency could mean the cleaner within the presidential villa. So, and I don't take that serious. But having said that, you see, what are the fundamentals? What, I mean, give into this height of insecurity? In the first place, you cannot solve one problem by creating another problem without providing or providing solution to the previous problem. You see, the fundamental problem bedeviling this enclave called Nigeria, the people are hungry. Across the northern region, southern region, I mean, people are extremely hungry. And there is no any economic sense for the federal government to close the southern borders. Why he understood, if actually he is very reasonable enough to, I mean, to reason in that aspect. People are hungry. The first thing you do as a responsible government, how do I alleviate the problems of the people in terms of food? That is fundamental. You see, it is crime is as a result of hunger led to so many crimes. That's why Boko Haram are striving, the bandits are striving. As certainly said by the Gumi. Gumi said that they are hungry, that's why they are kidnapping. There could be some element of truth in that, but that is not all the truth. It's just part of the truth. The second aspect is that this banditry has been sustained by the political elites. You see, when you trace down the history of banditry in the north, in Zamfara and other suburb,
in the north.
of course, I have told you that see, banditry is as a result of excessive greed on the part of the political elite from the northern regions, which includes Buhari, because they mine gold and they will want to, subdue and intimidate the locals, conniving with other international companies to exploit gold from those regions, from those locals. And as time goes on, they begin to have rivals based on the percentage shared or allocated to each political heavyweight within these regions. You see, now each group begin to build up arms and recruit the gullible youths who are available to be exploited, paying them stipends and equipping them with all sophisticated weapons. That is the origin of banditry. So banditry is one of the armlets or branch of the federal government killer squad. In the north, you call them banditry. The government, that's why Buhari cannot proscribe them as terrorists, because Buhari understood that they are part of his killer squad. He recruited them. They, of course, Buhari and his flights. Down north, you can see down east what is happening. That if they have succeeded in killing Uche Nwosu, they would have targeted ESN, IPOP. You see? Not knowing that these are sponsored assassins from the federal government. You cannot tell me in a sense society that you can effect arrest without any court injunction. I see. Okay, it's on now.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to sue Flip TV for this interruption. It's becoming more frequent and unacceptable. You see, I'm spending my energy and vitality all on to hear that nothing is not on. Please, this is New Year. We're near to for these things are obsolete and should be replaced. Thank you very much. As I am saying that the idea of police should not have done that in a Juma prayer arrangement where people, worshippers, are gathered to worship, to exercise their fundamental rights. It's very unfortunate, and if they have succeeded killing this man, they will target ESN, they will target IPOP. But thank God people around raised alarm, and I saw the video, I watched the video, you can't imagine the level of shooting.
In the church.
Live ammunitions, sporadic shooting. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, and that is not. It's not true. Hakim never slapped a Reverend Father. It was a deceptive propaganda propagated by Rochas Okorocha. It was one of his uglies that somehow has some clash with the Reverend Father, not Hakim. Hakim is, of course, within the short tenure he occupied the office of Imo State governorship. He did exceptionally well. Unfortunately, but he couldn't continue.
Because there were sentiments that if you go into a church and do such, they had to compare that with what happened to our king's government.
No, it wasn't in the church. It was in a convoy when Okajin was on his way for any special program that probably one of the Reverend Fathers could not clear the way. You know how they behave, how animalistic these people behave. You see, you want to push everybody away because one man is going, one man who has the mandate of all. You see, that is the level of impunity, of course, being expressed and encouraged within Nigeria. Why should the government visiting a particular region of his state disrupt the peace of other people? It's very unfortunate. It means there is level of insecurity and deception or misgovernance. People cannot, when you do the business of the people, you don't need to be afraid. You see, Boris Johnson, another advanced word, somebody, one of the Mr. Mazi Edmond told me that in Mexico, that the mayor of Mexico can freely walk the streets of Mexico without being afraid of anything because he did the needful. And if he wants to fuck up, people will vote. You see, they said there was a time they wanted to increase the price of bread. People took to the street and he has no option that to reverse it.
What's making Nigerians not do the same?
Why? Because that is the fundamental I want to address. You see, there is no respect for the rights of citizens. There is no respect for human life and fundamental rights of the people. You see, there is no system that can defend the people. There is no solid system. Can you trust the judiciary? They are already bought over. They are just a bundle of non-entities. They have sold their conscience. So in Mexico, if the government or the instrument of the state dare to intimidate the masses, the citizens, they will take him to the office of the citizenry and, of course, to the appropriate legal courts to seek for redress.
Justice will be served.
And justice will be served. But yeah, justice cannot be served. That's why the NSAS, the Lucky Toll Gate are still working freely on the streets of Nigeria without being, nobody cares. Because there's no justice and we don't have the justice system here. We don't have justice system. So it's unfortunate that it's everybody for himself. And whichever is done, let the devil take him. So insurgency has come to stay. Why? Because, as rightly said by the late General Abacha, that no insurgency can strive beyond 24 hours without government influence, without those within the corridor of power sponsoring it. So for Boko Haram and banditry to have strived beyond over 15, it's more than 15 years now. It shows that there are mafians within the government, within the corridor of power that are in engineering this for their selfish gains, unfortunately at the expense of the people. So if Buhari will be honest enough, or the federal government or the presidency will be fair enough, let them tell us why they refuse to proscribe bandits as terrorists. People that have killed your own innocent citizens, displaced and dislodged their communal life and settings, bomb down and raise down and occupy them. They set up their caliphate flags within the Nigerian territory. You have not the so-called intelligent DSS gathering. They have not been able to gather. There are people collecting taxes, not for the federal government, but for the Islamic jihadist movement. They have not gone there to bomb them and to bring them down. You see, it's just only to intimidate an innocent person. Well, I don't absolve him of that innocency. Because if Reuters has not dragged Ihedia to court, there wouldn't have been an opportunity, a lacuna for Uzodinma to exploit. It's unfortunate that Uche Nwosu and Rochas Okorocha defied people's electoral mandate. It was, I mean, an overwhelming victory for the people that Ihedia emerged as the governor of Imo State. It was the people's choice. But unfortunately, Rochas Okorocha, because of his heartlessness and greed, has to drag the people to the court. And unfortunately, the unfortunate ones have to seize that opportunity to steal the mandates of the people. And it's unfortunate that, well, I wouldn't say unfortunate, that he's now bearing the brunt of such stupidity.
Okay. Nigerian universities rank very low because of poor lecturers to students ratio.
Well, that is very clear. That is true. And in comparison to the structures, student ratio to the learning facilities is very is psychologically torturing. I mean, it's very devastating. As during my undergraduate studies, I understood what we passed through. Sometimes in just a single hall that ordinarily wouldn't have accommodated more than 500 undergraduates. Is it for lectures? People will be over 3,000 will be forced to be in the same hall. That's why when the lecturers are talking, even with their, we just call with this kind of your microphone that is always that is not stable. You see, the people over 70% will not hear what the lecturer is communicating. You see, so there are very I mean, emergencies should be declared virtually in all sectors of the economy. You see, enough emergencies should be declared. So we are in a very big mess.
Okay.
Not just to talk of the academic world. As far as Nigeria concerned, it's useless. The students are very bright.
Yeah.
There are some projects I wanted to embark on during my undergraduate studies, and my lecturer in the blessed he has gone to be with the Lord, in the person of Professor E.N. Mbenu. He encouraged me, but he told me that if it was in advanced society, they would have sponsored me, and with the funding, because I cannot carry out, I needed to make several research within the timeline, and I couldn't be able to meet up. So I have to back down. So there are no facilities to encourage the academicians in Nigeria, but there are facilities to encourage Boko Haram banditry. They will give them ransom, they will pay them, compensate them, the state government will compensate them, the federal government will compensate them, will lobby them. So how do you expect the academic world, I mean system, to strive where there are no definite encouragements on the part, conscious or deliberate deliberate action to encourage academic? The secondary schools are dead. Nothing is working in country. That's why students resort to stealing. But during my time, we never see that as an option.
Okay.
Because you have to build up your intellectual and problem-solving skill so that you can contribute effectively and meaningfully to the society.
Thank you very much. Federal government plans 12 trillion naira fresh borrowing, as public debt is yet to hit 50 trillion naira.
You see, you are planning a fresh 12 trillion borrowing. Chinekeme. Mazi Taiwo, please, are you hearing this? The two Nigerians and all the supporters of One Nigeria. Do you see that already that Nigeria is gone? That a system, a government, somebody or a system that called itself a sovereign state has no other plan, initiative to engage the teeming masses of this country for economic revival. There are no other to marshal out that will engender or turn around our economic mishaps rather than resorting to borrowing 12 trillion to do what? You see, that shows the level of insensitivity and awkwardness on the part of this government. They are useless and they have run out of direction, out of vision, out of focus. How can a country survive? No, tell me, how can a country survive only on borrowing? The major project executed by this government of Buhari is borrowing. What is borrowing? Enslaving yourselves. And as the Bible rightly said, a borrower is a slave to the master, to whosoever you are lending, that is lending to you. The unfortunate thing that what are you borrowing to do? Borrowing is not outrightly bad if you have a project, a sustainable or viable project, and you want to raise funds to execute, knowing fully well that when such project is perfectly executed and implemented, it will, of course, be advantageous to the country. It will create more economic boom or jobs for the masses. But this one is not the case. You're trying to enslave the people. People are already crying. The height of commodities are appreciating. You see, without any check or control or balance. You are still borrowing. Ask Buhari, what are you borrowing to do? Borrowing to fuel and sustain your luxury life at the expense of the masses. It's very unfortunate. And with all this borrowing, what does that clearly suggest? That Nigeria is dead in terms of economic correspondence. And that cannot augur well. There is no country that can survive mainly on borrowing. The Bible said, woe to them who has a child as their king. Nigeria is such a country that has the likes of Buhari, who are mentally derailed, who are mentally, destabilized to touch the way forward, rather than grouping in abject darkness. If I'm the first thing I have to fix is to attend to the cravings, the yearnings of the people. People are hungry. What do I do to make people feel some sense of belonging? By making them to have an affordable means, of course, of livelihood. Then you begin to address the issues of abuse of fundamental rights, and of course, the enforcement of the laws and policies to ensure there is fairness, equity for all. But unfortunately, they have lost already, and they will continue to lose because Nigeria already is on the path of irreversible destruction.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Peace be unto them that seek after peace.
Okay.
Otherwise, everybody might end in pieces.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chigos. One of the reasons why the government is borrowing to service domestic bonds, that is also to service debts and also finance other areas that we need finance. That is assets, completion of assets, and also expenditure, concurrent expenditure, bonds, assets, and concurrent expenditure. Morning, Mr. Rafael. Yesterday you were not in action.
Yes, I went somewhere.
Let's take a look at how Shemos was arrested or abducted.
Yeah, Ikenwosu was abducted right in the church. You know, Ikenwosu was an in-law to Rochas Okrocha. So over the years, you know, let me say, since inception of Okorocha regime, let me tell you, Imo State government was not settled. There was absolute breaking down of the law in Imo State, and it really played out again on Sunday, being 26th of this month. Government invaded a particular church in Imo State where, thank you, where these people were, you know, worshiping. Do you understand? They scatter, you know, cause commotion among the congregates. Everybody scattered in the church. They started shooting for over how many hours to intimidate Ikenwosu, Rocha's daughter, and wife. And the wife. They were decimated because the unknown government were later discovered to be Nigerian police.
So now, who is the unknown government?
The unknown government, anybody could be unknown government in Nigeria, because I tell you, in southeastern Nigeria now, no policeman is putting their uniform. No policeman. Every Nigerian police in the southeastern Nigeria are not putting their uniform again. All fear of the unknown. They are all afraid of the unknown. So when they went to the church with their mufti, you understand? Day before yesterday, they went to the church to arrest Ikenwosu, Rocha's in-law. Everybody was like, these are unknown government. So there was much, you know, commotion and chaos in the church premises. Uzodinma could not respect the Lord God that created heaven and earth. His instruction was to absolutely disrupt church service at that community, and they succeeded on doing that. He has no fear of God.
That's Uzodinma.
Yes, Uzodinma, the current Imo State governor, is an occult, is highly occultic. He doesn't have fear of God. He has become a demigod. He has made himself a god over the Imolites. So what are you saying? The unknown government, let me tell you, Christian, were later turned to be Nigerian police. That was when people in that community started heaving sigh of relief, because they thought that those guys were kidnappers. They succeeded on abducting Ikenwosu to an unknown place. Later it was because discovered that it was maybe Imo State Police Command where the guy was taken to. On what allegation? No Is it stolen? No arrest warrant. He has been released now. Yeah. He has been released. Ikenwosu has been released since. So this is the kind of lawlessness, anarchy going on in Imo State, because the wrong person was in control of power in Imo State. Everybody knew that nobody in Imo State, even a single soul, voted for Uzodinma. I don't know whether you understand that Ikenwosu was the one, I think, second person or third person. Uchenwosu, thank you, was the second person. I didn't understand. Following Ike Hedioha. After Hedioha in that election, it was Uchenwosu. You see how Uzodinma, that was the fourth person, mounted on the third person, mounted on the second person, and kick off the first person. Kick him out of power. So it's all over the places in Imo State that Uzodinma's government is an illegal government.
Okay, let's look at federal government to borrow extra 12 trillion
naira. Yes, they are planning to. I don't think they have succeeded on borrowing that. What I saw on the front page of the newspaper was that we are about to. I understand. So they have not borrowed it yet. The whole money, listen, the whole fund, the whole borrowings, I'm just asking myself, where are these funds going into? Where are these funds going into? Sometimes I look at agriculture as a sector. Sometimes I look at petroleum sector from where the money is coming. I look at transportation sector. I look at developmental infrastructures, facilities, electricity, water, road. Do you understand? Then sometimes I look at creation of job in Nigeria, employmental, or you call it employment infrastructure. Infrastructures that can give job to what? University graduates, the youths, so that nobody will be jobless. And you know it can reduce crime. I say, where are these mad borrowing? The money that they have borrowed, where is it going into? 12 trillion. And if they succeeded on borrowing 12 trillion. Our debt, external debt, has now amounted to 50 trillion naira. Do you know how much we're owing when Akunyili, what do you call him, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, was our finance minister? She tried all her best, you know, under the administration of Obasanjo to make sure that our debts were cancelled. And still, we paid some of them, and our debts become what? Zero. Memorandum of our debt. If you look at the sheet, then the paper, then our debt, external debt, became zero. But this time around, Malami is supporting Buhari to borrow more. Speak English. Buhari is jumping up because he's accumulating money for his maternal home, Niger Republic. I don't know why Buhari should be allowed to be mad like that. He's a madman, and people in the house are giving him what? Support. The rubber stamp senators are the one responsible for anything, everything going on illegally,
We have Yoruba,
unlawfully. Yes, all of them in this regime, they are the one responsible. Ask me why. The electoral bill, the senators, the upper house and the lower chamber, they are the ones supporting him. If they said no, these people are the ones that legislate, they make law for us. If they said no, I don't see the reason why the executive should have upper hand. I don't really understand what I'm saying. Somebody is a finance minister, a lady. I don't see the reason why that lady should be, you know, allow this man that did not go school to, you know, to mess her up. When Okonjo-Iweala was there, there are decisions Obasanjo could not take because Obasanjo is not well trained on that sector. I think understand. Anything about government is what? About division of labor. You cannot just be Mr. Executive, at the same time Mr. Legislative, at the same time Mr. Judiciary. It is a divided what? Labor. It's just like production. Each department mans their own functionalities. I think understand. There is a function performed by the executive. There's a function performed by the judiciary. Likewise, the legislative. How could you allow one department to be messing all the organs of government, all in the name of we were born or we are born to rule? Malami has come out to tell us that he's in support of Buhari not signing electoral bill. Let me tell you, Nigerians, our destinies are now what? Dependent on that electoral bill. If we want to get it right, it is an electoral bill. They must pass it, and this guy must endorse it. Failure to endorse it, they should veto him out. They should vote him away. They will just impeach him. They should kick him out of power. Who the hell does he think? Okay, Buhari thinks that he's only Yaya, the chief of army staff, chief of defense staff, and the police, the forces that has the, you know, impetus, the prerogative to kick the Mr. Executive out of power. That is Mr. President. No, it's not only the military. See, the legislative, they can work hard and harder than before to kick Mr. President out. Are you listening to me? So the problem we are now, Igbos are involved, Yorubas are involved, Ijos are involved, Fulanis are involved, the Hausas are involved, the Mid-Belt as well. All of them across the country, they are the one troubling Nigerians now. Because I don't see the reason why only one person should be taking decision, only him on his own. Our debt, external debt is hitting 50 trillion, mark me. Because before 2023 or before we step into crossover into 2023, they will, you know, how they will say, Happy New Year. Mr. President is suing for peace. I say, idiots. You are suing for peace. And you are, instead of telling us you are suing Nigerians for pieces, you are suing Nigerians for hunger. They will greet us with fuel pump price now 340. Nigerians will shout, hey, everybody, hey, we will do this. Nobody's gonna do nothing.
Why is it that Nigerians don't stand up?
They don't stand up because everybody is complacent. Let me tell you, complacency comes from people that are what? Eating free money. People that are dependent on free money. Free money, you know what I mean by free money? Public fund. There are people that, if you remove government in this world, they will die. Month ending, they will go to Ukumango, under mango tree, to carry Ghana must go. Month ending, you will see them frequenting every government department for what? Their salary. Month ending. Those are the people that have thrown us into this kind of docility. Everybody is docile now. You can't stand up. I cannot stand up as well because I have my business doing. You have your business doing. And when the government departments, the so-called, what do you call them, civil servants, from the last person to the last man in the authority there, they depend on salaries. When they could not stand up, if something like this happened, do you expect these traders, these petty traders, are they the one that should speak for Nigerians? Do they go school? What do you want these ones to do? Okay, you want me now to go and stage rally in Abuja in front of us so that they will hold me a bit? Or do you want to buy?
You're a freedom fighter.
Yes, I'm a freedom fighter. Okay, do you want
take your life for
this
Nigeria.
this man that is 70-something-year-old? What is that? His name? The power bike man. Up with that Charlie boy to go there again to stage what rally? They will sniff him with what? Canisters. Yes. They will say, come, take Utaba or you sniff. Charlie boy will fall there and die. See, let me tell you, everybody is complacent. We are all involved. If we want to chase away these people, we are going to unite as one people and kick them out of government. Buhari government is illegal, and we are stepping more into another trouble. If we borrow 12 trillion naira, our external debt will hit what? 50 trillion. And remember what I said how many days ago? That he who goes a borrowing goes a sorrowing.
17 months enough to end insecurity before Buhari leaves office.
17 what?
Months enough to end insecurity before Buhari leaves office.
Oh, Jesus Christ is the Lord. Let me tell you, if you ask me now, I will tell you that insecurity in the north, it has succeeded destabilizing the entire northern region. Do you know why? If insecurity could be a human being, or if it is something that can talk, I'm telling you, Christian, that insecurity in the northern Nigeria is now breathing, expanding on daily basis. Because of what? They are expecting a new government to be in place. Any new person that will come will suffer. You will hear me. Ask me why. Because these people, the APC, these usurpers, you see, all these political vultures, they are going to join forces together to fight that person. They make sure that they cripple that person government so that Nigerians will say, didn't we tell you? When Buhari were there, all of you were crying. Now it has gotten to worse. Let me tell you, expect something. I keep on saying it in recent time that northern Nigeria has fallen. Sokoto Caliphate is down. They have entered Kanu forest. Very soon you will see the whole entire Kanu indigenes, they will run. And when Kanu run, what will happen again? The total security apparatus in the north has become what? Overporous. And what? I think those bad boys, they don't have any other what? Port of call. They won't say they are coming to the southern Nigeria, because if they come, man, let me tell you, we are going to dismay them. And that will lead to civil unrest, because it is one of their agenda. After conquering the north, conquest of the north, they will turn their what? Battle sword. What? They'll turn their battle sword to the Atlantic Ocean, which is where? Southern Nigeria. And that will cause to absolute anarchy in Nigeria. It will cause civil unrest. There will be civil war again. Because Igbo man, if bandits attack Igbo man believe that they are Muslims, so for your information. And the only language you hear now is Hausa Fulani. If bandits attack Yoruba land, Yoruba man will tell you that these people are Hausa. Ango Lori Bruku, Ango Gambari, they are the one. They will turn what? Against Fulani and Hausa. Come what may, if they spread their tentacles to south, my brother, everybody will go after Hausa and Fulani. Let me tell you, subsequently, I suggest that this is how it's gonna be. Next attack, when the porous north is down, the next attack is southern Nigeria. Entire southern Nigeria should brace up.
So what do you suggest now?
My suggestion now, let me tell you, Buhari is just making mouth. Tomorrow, Lai Mohammed will tell you that Boko Haram has been defeated. Next tomorrow, as he's just saying it, do you know what happened last week? Yes, it was with him last week.
The bandits killed Zamfara village,
kidnapped over 33 women. Over 33 women are in their custody now. 33 women in Zamfara in their custody. And remember that Buhari said the war against Boko Haram is getting upper hand, that Boko Haram is going down. What happened? Before he finished the statement, what happened? Bomb blast. They used rocket launcher immediately. As he finished that statement, they used rocket launcher. They nearly almost used rocket launcher to bring down his aircraft. What you have spoken with your mouth. You know what happened? My brother, listen. and listen good. 33 women abducted in Zamfara. Buhari is from Katsina, isn't it? Do you know how many that were abducted last week from Kaduna State? Do you know how many that were abducted last week in Sokoto? Do you know how many that were killed and abducted in Borno State? They kidnap and kidnap. Kidnapping is a game in Nigeria now, especially in the north. Because in the northern Nigeria, there are many footpath roads to Chad, to Burkina Faso, to Niger, to what do you call these people that our neighbor in the southwest, Cotonou, Benin Republic, many path road. They cannot control it. So the influx of the Sahel terrorists is uncontrollable. I think understand. There is mass influx from Sokoto River Hadija area, Lake Chad basins. It's uncontrollable. There's no way you can ever control security, insecurity in the northern Nigeria. And my suggestion again, to bring peace to Nigeria, to stop this mess, to stop this civil impasse. We need what? I know that some of you, your mind will be spoiled as I make my own suggestion. Excuse me. The only solution is what? Breakout. Igbo should go. Yoruba should go. Hausa Fulani go. We don't have anything to do with Kanuri. We don't have anything to do with Barryman. They should be on their own. Allow the middle belt to be. Allow the Jaws. If they like the southern Nigerians to be one, fine. If they just want to go their way, I'm an Igbo man. I'm not begging anybody. I have enough resources. I have what it takes to stand on my own as a sovereignty. We are the Federal Republic of Biafra. We are the Jewish states of Biafra. Division is the suggestion. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much. I have Mr. Kunle this morning. Mr. Kunle, I don't know the rancor about Ibadan being an oil-producing state. I think I heard it
no, Ibadan, Ogun State.
Ogun State.
Ogun State, yeah, no, Ibadan. Good morning, viewers. I greet everybody. Happy New Year in advance.
Let's look at that Ogun State being an oil-producing state. Let me get your
since Lagos said, like 2 years or 3 years ago, since Lagos said they discover Ajay oil. Ajay oil towards the Badagry, Atlantic. And when you look at Ogun State and Lagos State, there's no much difference. Who are the majority? Or who are the landlords of Lagos? Majority of them are Ogun State indigenous. Take it or leave it, because they were the first to meet white men, missionaries. They were the first to have an encounter with missionaries. So I think about the oil they are talking of, there might be elements of truth. But what are those governors? What are they sitting down looking at since all these days? Are they not lazy governors? When they know you have oil in your state, and Sokoto, what's it called? Niger, Kaduna to Niger, that our people are exploring, dredging, to look for oil around. They know there's elements of oil and they keep dredging it. Where are our own leaders? Where is Mr. Dapo Abiodun? Where was this man that left? What's his name? Amosu. Where was Benga Daniel? That they knew they have oil in that state. Are they hiding it for some miscreant to go and start stealing it? I don't know. You have something and you are hiding it and you are keeping mum. And you are saying your people are suffering. Why not exploit it and be counted among the oil producing states and your IGR and I can't blame them, maybe they are waiting for regional system. That's what's it called? Restructuring regional system. I think they are waiting for that, and it's better to come quick.
Somebody asking, where oil day for Ogun State?
Oil day. If you enter Ogun State, I've watched a documentary on. You see all these politicians, they play politics with everything. There's oil in Ogun State. There's oil in Lagos. Ajay oil is being managed by Folawiyo energy company. That one is glaring. I'm not saying anything that is not on the So there's oil. So far you can get oil in Lagos. Lagos is like a nearest neighbor to, you just you are talking of Akwa Ibom and Cross River, right? You are talking of Benin and Ondo, or Ondo and Delta, Ondo and Benin generally. So there's tendency, there's oil. But those people, I don't know their hidden agenda.
Somebody saying, Olarewaju boy, the worst governor in this dispensation is that for Abiodun.
You know, he's a learner governor, he's a learning governor. How will I say?
He's a learner.
He's a learner. He's a learner. He's learning. You know, the governorship seat is occupied. I mean, that man, I could say, I thank God for we say that. I thank Mr. Olari. I thank him for Olari. What you say that? It's like, yeah, it's like speaking my mouth. What I have in mind, because that governor is an amateur governor. I have to say sorry to say that. That Abiodun, it will have gone for more tutorial.
Why do you say it's an amateur?
Yeah, it's not too active. It's not too active. It's just it's not too active at all. Look at Dota Road. Look at Songo Road. Look at all those roads. We don't even hear you. You cannot go to Abuja and protest. You cannot, you know, what are you guys sitting down there for? It's not proactive. You can't go to your girl in Abuja and complain. It's a deplorable. And this road, all those roads are one of the major busiest roads in Nigeria because that is the industrial hub. This area is the industrial hub of Nigeria. They have the largest and the big, you know, largest number of industries, highest number of industries in that state. But look at their road. So in shamble form, I passed that road one day. I was asking people, did Mr. Obasanjo pass through this road? Did Shonekon pass through this? You see, that state has produced a lot of the majority of the presidency we have in this country. From the south, we have Mr. Obasanjo, we have Shonekon, we have who else? Abiola came in there, but he could not, you know, he could not swear him. But he's still on record that an ex-president, they granted him that posthumous this thing. And we have who else again? We have our deputy governor there now, who is deputy president Oshibajo. Why is that state so backward in infrastructure? For God's sake, anytime I pass through that Songwater road, man, I always shed tears. There was a time I took a camera and snapped where water, swamp. I mean, water always overwhelmed. The flood has overwhelmed the road, and you have a governor, you have a versatile state. Everything in Nigeria now, you find out the majority of the Ogun State are number one in doing everything. The first lawyer, the first what's it called? The first lawyer, the doctor. You talk of, I mean, Bolage is from Osun State. Osun State. So I think they need a serious attention. So I mean, they need to come together. If it is prayer, they will pray for that state. They should pray for that Ogun State. Because I see nothing moving.
We have enough camps in Ogun State.
Prayer camp. Yeah, that's it.
Almost all the camps.
Yeah, but the side the camps are like Redeem is doing their own bits there. They are doing road for them. They are doing, you know, Christ Embassy is there now. Which one? Lord Choosing, Assembly, Mountain of Fire, Deeper Life, all of them gathered. It seems that prayer in that camp alone supposed to be reflecting on us in Lagos here. So I don't know what is disconnecting. As we have now, we supposed to have a very peaceful environment too, because we have the prayer warrior around that house that has been praying for us. So the Nigerian case is so complex. I don't know what is really going on there.
Okay, 17 months enough to end insecurity before Buhari.
Who is saying that?
David always, he's always easy. If I say
insecurity,
17 months enough to end insecurity before Buhari.
Who is the presidency? You see, one thing is, don't put Nigeria mind at a high risk. Don't give us hypertension. Don't give us, high blood pressure. Don't increase our high blood pressure. The insecurity you could not end for how many days now? No, let's calculate they spent 6 years now. That you could not end in 6 years. You will not end in 17 months. 7 months. 17 months. 17 months. I mean, that's a tall order, man. That's a tall order. Why? All these people, they just like throwing banter. They like throwing banter to us. Say, okay, these people, let us just give them relief of mind. Say, we are working. You see, nothing can be done. These people has come to stay. The government is there. The bandit government is another government on its own. The government we voted for is on one side. The bandit government is another side. They are government on their own. They have rocket launchers. They have a commander-in-chief. They are collecting taxes in Borno. So what else are we? They have their territory. and they have ammunition. They are the only people that are legalized to carry ammunition.
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure they are not legalized and they've not be able to wipe them off?
No.
If there's no backing for them, you could see the S-men then, the killer S-men. Were they not carrying ammunition? Were they not carrying ammunition? Did government not know that the S-men were carrying ammunition? What are we saying? Let's call a spade a spade. It's not legalized, but the ones that have been carrying ammunition, where are the ammunition entering the country? Are they entering? Just of recent, they went to East there, they intercepted 18TN member. They seized a lot of ammunition from them. Why I see that the more you seize ammunition from bandits, the more ammunition, sophisticated ammunition they acquire. The rocket launcher, all these things. Have you ever seen any individual pressure group in Nigeria that owns a rocket launcher? No! And when you are looking at the insecurity, it's a planned strategic war. Where is Lil Sharif since Chibok girls? It's languishing in forest, in Sambisa forest. Nobody even knows the forest they kidnapped that girl.
The parents are saying they are tired of asking for a release.
That's it only. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of those kids. And I'm still referring back. You could remember what happened in Australia, that the life of 5 children was consumed. The president came on here, was about to shed, was close to tears, announcing, consoling the family of those people. How many times has our president, so-called president, come out and pacify the people, the family of those kidnapped, pacify the people, the family of those kidnapped children, children, the parents? How many times has he done that? So this is a callous. We just kind of a callous. We have a kind of set of callous leaders, and the best bet, let everybody go their different way. In Nigeria, is no Panadol can cure Nigerian headache as we're talking. The headache is too much. It's beyond cure. It's beyond it's beyond treatment, man.
Federal government to borrow 12 trillion naira for 2023. Then if they borrow that 12 trillion naira, our debt will be 50 trillion naira. Let me get your.
Now that 12 trillion naira, I've been looking for a mathematician that can break that money down into. So let every citizen, the way we queue to go and do NIN, we can easily queue to go and collect our own stake.
No, that's for infrastructure.
Which infrastructure are we enjoying? What infrastructure? Which debt? Who get collected the debt? Who is enjoying the debt? Who is? I don't know. Don't let them see. There's a word they call in the pidgin. They say bobo. They bobo you. Say they bobo your old man. Right from that time, now bobo don't do. They bobo your old man. They are still boboing you. They bobo my father.
Our old man.
They bobo our old man.
Yeah, old
no,
man.
They bobo your old man. They bobo my old man.
Okay.
No, I'm not single. I'm not trying to single you out. That is the norm now. Once the bobo was finished, our children, they will still bobo. Their own children will still bobo our children. That's just the government.
Imagine, why can't Nigerians stage an uprising?
That's a tall other question. A big question to answer. I can't even say, because I don't know whether
they're not reasoning well. Or
it's not. We don't reason. We don't reason well. And number one, a man that wake up that does not know where his future lies is a confused man. Definitely, he cannot get anything right. He cannot do anything right, except someone has to call him and cancel him. This life you are living, is it that you have to start knocking each Nigerian houses and family houses and knocking and talking to them? This is not better life for us to live. We can change the kind of welfare of our welfare. We are not meant to be like this. There must be a rapid change in our way of life, because this is not life. I think it has to get to that before you start enlightening life, because I don't know whether it's hunger, whether it's pressure, whether it's nobody think well again in this country. And this is a country that killed destiny. Definitely. This is a country that killed destiny. So a lot of them have accepted their destiny, that their destiny is a wasted destiny already. So let me just be managing it. That is the norm. That is the reality. At times, I go on the streets, I approach people. Can't you see what is going on is not right? Say, now you go do now that one you talk. Forget that one. That's why they pay all since, and that's why Nigeria has believed that the way they are living is still the way they will end up their life. So there can never be change of situation, change of. And what do? We rush down to church. We rush down to church. That the church is the Messiah. The church is the. But if you don't do your part, you are running to church to pray. It's like you are reading. You want to do exam. You don't read. You are expecting magic pass. You are your own, no, my brother, or your no, wow. Now you there.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Kule.
It's a pleasure.
I have my boss. I have my boss, Mr. David.
Good morning to you,
Boss,
Mr. Kisanchuku.
I'm expecting my Christmas rice from you, my boss.
I'm not even good there. You don't lose. You know, you say, brother, you don't open border now. How do I say when enter the country?
Yeah, they sell rice.
There is no, the border is not open now. So if there's no border, those one are what illegal importation of rice. So
Yeah.
I want to buy the genuine rice
Okay.
from the government.
I heard your federal government wants to borrow 12 trillion naira.
Which one is you heard that my federal government, not your own federal? Now hear me how you there now. You heard that my federal government. Let me they control them. Let me go sign the
You
bill.
studied political science.
For the fact that I studied political
There's a
science.
reason why you studied political science.
It's because I want to get involved now. And now,
That's what I'm asking.
that's me now. Am I involved now? No, not the boss stop here.
So it's unfortunate that if we see all these borrowings, we don't see a commensurate whatever we are seeing on ground to even say, yes, Nigeria is borrowing. This is the reason why Nigeria is borrowing.
Good morning to everyone and a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year in advance. Mr. Kachuku, I've said it countless times on the platform. I said Nigeria is not a state, it's not a country the Western world should reckon with. Because now, this borrowing now, how has borrowing impacted in our lives, in your life? Now, you borrow for the same reason. You borrow for what? Current expenditures, to pay salaries, to finance budgets. Every year you keep on borrowing to do the same thing. It doesn't make sense. That's why they say Nigeria now, you don't choke. Nigeria don't choke. Now, other countries, they are rolling out measures to improve the welfare of the citizens come 2022. Some countries have even go back to the drawing board to draw a long-term development plan. But what Buhari and his government is saying is breaking news. Get set. Tight your belt. Next year will be hard. You like go church, go pray. You like go change the facts. Next year go hard. You like bring down. You like call Angel Zion. You call Angel Mankulu. You call Angel this, Angel that. You like call Angel in Nigeria. Next year go hard. Angel said, don't run. If Angel wait there for heaven, here Nigeria, they go close their ears. Say this country, they are all too much. So what did they expect? If angels wait there for here, you mention God, help Nigeria, they go close their ear. They go close their ear.
Angels have compassion. Angels of God have.
Angels, not before Nigeria. Not be see, not this Nigeria matter. See, there is. I think there is what. I think there is what chain. I don't know. There's chain of command. If you want God to answer prayer, God said you must pray through His Son, Jesus Christ. So Jesus will not transfer that prayer to heaven. What that prayer land for just Christ said there, He don't go pray because once a Nigerian man don't get involved, you say, this country, your wallet is too much. I've given you everything to make the country to be what? To be good. It is now our collective effort to rise up and tackle it. It is in our collective effort to make sure that the country is good. Forget about all stuff I'm saying. Imagine a country that cannot feed its citizens. A country
that's rich in mineral resources.
A country that is rich in natural resources, rich in mineral resources. A country whereby things are going on well. We have Nigerians who can bear it to the minimum wage. And now you are saying you want to borrow 12 trillion. And now you are telling us next year you want to borrow 12 trillion. Next year you want to increase electricity tariff. Next year you want to remove fuel subsidy. In the same year. How are you not saying that government has sympathy for our citizens? And now how much is the minimum wage? How much is the minimum wage? It's compare nothing to write home about. But you have a governor who does not have mercy over citizens. How will feed He is not a concern. How we go about our life, our daily activities, is not the concern of government. And according to the constitution, the primary function of the government is to protect life and properties.
Yeah.
And now you keep on borrowing, just borrowing. He said this money is meant to complete second Niger bridge. Second Niger bridge has not been started. I bet you, my family member.
And the government has 17 months.
17 months. He said he wants to use part of this 12 million to complete second Niger bridge. Second Niger bridge, there's no foundation there. He just wants to use this money to complete Lagos Ibadan expressway. Las Vegas has done the site now. You can go there. You want to use this money to do Lagos Abeokuta expressway. Everything. At the end, we know the money will be siphoned. Buhari just has 17 months just to what equipped and amazed and just lose money to himself.
Where is Mr. Integrity?
Who's stupid integrity? Who's stupid integrity?
Tinubu sold it for us.
Tinubu sold Buhari to Muguns. I was never a Mugu. I never campaigned for Buhari. I never campaigned for him. I wouldn't be so daft to campaign for a man that plunged Nigeria into recession in 1994. And then by looking at his antecedent, so see, why would I vote for him again? I knew it was good. I knew that the president coming would be calamity. There's nothing good about Nigeria now. Investors are leaving the shores of Nigeria every day. No investors, no company again, my brother. No company. For many company there. Now which multinational company you want to tell me waiting for Nigeria? Apart from Guinness and Coca-Cola.
Cabri.
Apart from Cabri, okay, Tiri. Oh yeah. Mention Tiri. Okay now. Okay. You don't mention Tiri. Tiri company. That's about 200 million people.
Yes.
Just Tiri company.
I think Cabri has relocated to Ghana.
I don't even know. No, I think it's done up. Cabri too is not even very functional.
Cabri has relocated to Ghana, their headquarters.
I don't know. Okay, it's just their brand that this year. So now, it's not even doing well to just for what unemployment to drop drastically. All what it does is to borrow money. Who is it feeding? Buhari is the highest scam that has happened to Nigeria.
Buhari is the highest scam.
It is the highest scam that has happened to Nigeria. We pray that Nigeria will not have such a president again in a lifetime. Because how can you have a president that is so naive, so senseless? Now, he's saying he went insecurity in 17 months. A man you gave 6 years.
And it's a general.
On his feet, he could not perform. 17 months. What drama does he want to perform? What miracles does he want to do? Mr. President, I say, the problem of this country is Buhari himself. I swear to God Almighty. There is division. The president has used ethnicity to the ethnicity line just to divide us. Let Buhari come out, tell Nigerians, within 6 years of my stay in office, I have done this. Unemployment is on a very high side. Inflation is on it. For the worst time, Mr. President, I stand before God and man. Before God and man. God is my witness. On Christmas Day, I don't see that job. God is my witness. On Christmas Day, for the first time, fine. I did not cook. Not that I don't have money to cook. Just because I'm not a very good cook. Now, my neighbor, I was expecting that my neighbors will knock for the fact that, see, I'm a bachelor. I'm not married. I thought they would knock as normal trend. Uncle David, take your eyes. My brother, nobody knock. I did it 2 o'clock. Uncle won't give me for house. I look at which guy calls the police for.
Nobody's selling food.
Nobody saw food. I was like, my neighbor, nobody knocked my room and said, David, will you eat rice? On Christmas Day, make you know where the country had this. Even my landlady, I went to meet her mama, you know, cook. He said, no, they celebrate Christmas. So I was dumbfounded. I had to use bike, go to where my sisters are staying at DC in Kotu. Before I could eat 1 plate of rice, I spent 2,000 naira to where my sister was saying on Christmas Day. I was saying, boy has performed. They say any government that can feed our citizens is the best government. Talk to Nigerians, ask them. Next year is next month, and the president is telling us we should tighten our bets. Is that a good message?
The New Year message.
Is that the kind of message A president of a country, a leader, should be telling our citizens that next year, brace up for hardship. Since when Buhari come out, every New Year message is brace up for hardship, brace up for hardship. Buhari na bad man. But when they tell you say brace up for hardship, 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 and you keep looting the money. My brother, 12 trillion. Which year won't be finish?
Are you talking about 12 or 50 trillion? Which one are you talking about?
This one and plus 50 trillion. Which year? Now that is why they are saying now government will tax everything. Government will start taxing goats. Government will tax them just to get this money to favor. And you know what it means by you know that by when it comes to what International Monetary Fund as a peg a standard conditions for you to borrow. You know that once you borrow, your currency will be devalued. The president is just devaluing our currency. Our currency doesn't have meaning again. It's not much to the US dollar, to the euro, and to the pounds. And you know what that means? That is what implication. Deliberately, Buhari is the enemy of Nigeria. Now they kill us.
You can't say we have our House of Assembly. We have.
Who are the House of Assembly? Assembly that kind of the assembly. I didn't know under the president. The president did not assent to the electoral bill. The National Assembly could not override it. And you say you have assembly. We have scallywags there. We have entities. What we have there are just miscreants in the assembly. Because those ones are not even there for the interest of. Now, in the National Assembly, my senator was sharing 7 bags of rice. Giving 7 bags of rice. He will give you 2 rubber. Say, take. He will shake him. Merry Christmas. A senator that went there to represent me. He's giving, will now come back. And now, when you ask him that, sir, how many bills have you sponsors in the house? He will tell you, shut up your mouth. He will tell them to dislodge you because you are not a current member of that party. Right? I start to be corrected today. See, Nigeria will be good again. See, you like pray, you like God. See, God said don't talk back for Nigeria. God don't hear Nigerian man pray again. God does not listen to Nigerian man prayer. You like pray for us next year. God, because Nigerian prayer wait there for heaven. You don't tire God.
Your pastors are saying that Nigeria can be.
Who are pastors? Let's hear what this man said. OBJ said. God bless the passenger. He said these pastors, all these are the Geo. They are shouting. My papa, my brother is here. And the Geo. God bless you. He said when they come to Asodok, they will come and pray. In return, they will request for contract. that Mr. President, give me contract. Let me do this road. Give me contract. Let me do this thing. You are the Geo. All you are the Geo. That comes to Asodok. After praying, they will start begging for contract. Okay, what do you think caused the issue between Father Mbaka and Buhari? Federation said Mbaka came to Asodok after praying. He lobbied for contract. Father Mbaka. He said so. He said Mbaka came to Asodok.
Mbaka denied it.
Deny what? There were evidence. Federation of brought out the proof. We saw it. He was begging for contracts. All these other Geos. They say, the Geo. God say next year with this. All of them as I come and jail. Nobody feels God. Nobody has seen God. The same access. It is the same channel. You have to go. That's the same channel. He has. Everybody has to go. Nobody has that access to God midbound. So nobody is more superior. I don't watch my pastor. If you fuck up, I place you for your side. Even the pastors, they are the problem of this country. They will not come out and tell the president that see what is good, that this thing is bad. How many times have you seen Babadeboye condemn the government? It is only one man, Bishop David Oyedepo, Chapel, who has the F-country. This is so always condemn them. Every man of God too. See, these pastors know. A pastor was telling me that this year Christmas, he fed all of his members because there's no money. My brother, the economy is hard. See, by 2023, every Nigerians that survived this regime deserve certificate of survivor. If you escape this Buhari regime to 2023, we deserve certificate of survivor. My brother, because you know easy.
Now, he said, David, I've told you to look away out of Nigeria and you are crying here every day. That is Moses Abraham.
Mr. Moses. Not be you divide, Mr. Moses Abraham. You divide the Red Sea. Come and divide the Red Sea for me too now. Let me pass. There's an impediment. You divide the Red Sea. So there's an impediment. There's a big lacuna. And sir, you know the lacuna. You know, it's money not there to travel. If it is even if na Ghana, I go. Because next year the president has told you prepare. That means say you go to wear jeans. That jeans go to wear you again. You go to wear shoe. You go to wear Versace shoe. Yes.
Okay.
So next year.
What's the way forward now?
No, there is one question again.
Okay. 17 months enough to end insecurity before Buhari leaves office.
17 months.
I thought you didn't like that question. That's why I didn't ask you. I didn't want to ask you.
Mr. Kisachukwu, Buhari, Baba Buhari Buhari. To me, I don't know what to say again.
No, in normal government, 17 months is enough.
Buhari, why are you saying this? What did he say before? He said he went to insurgency under 3 months in 2015. And now why is he telling us 17 months again? My brother, nobody can end the insurgency in Nigeria. No government. No government can end it. No government.
If you are the president.
If I have the political will to do that, I will do that. There are some people making money out of it now. There's some cabals that will give contracts to go and buy fighter jets, buy gun, buy that. But this is the president is supposed to have experience. Every experience to have ended insurgency because that is his military man. He was a military man. He fought the Biafra war. So he knows what it takes. So Buhari has every techniques to end insurgency. But Buhari does not have that political will to end it. So Buhari cannot end it. So nobody can end it. My brother, there are some people making billions, trillions from this thing. So if you end it, how would they eat? How would they feed their family? My brother, Nigerian has come. Just they look. Then they play chess for our head. That's what Mr. Kule said. He said, until you are ready, until you are ready, you pick up and say, government, enough is enough. Everybody occupy the street of Nigeria. Go to government houses, fight them. You saw what happened in Egypt.
Arab Spring.
Arab Spring. You saw what happened. The young man went in search of a job. He could not get a job, and he set himself ablaze in Tunisia. He demand what happened. Everybody in the country came out, protested. The government ran away. That's the only thing that can happen in Nigeria, or else, my brother, suffering just continues.
Okay.
My brother, or else, fuel next year, 350. From here to beggar, we will be how much? 200. And that's what we're going to shout.
We don't pray so. We don't pray so.
It is not my, Mr. Forget your prayer. Which one be your prayer? Your prayer is meaningless. Your prayer is meaningless.
This is my prayer.
Your prayer is meaningless to this occultic people.
Is it your prayer?
So, like, pray.
Let's pray that God
let God. So where God bless you, you use the money and buy transport. Public bus. Abi, no.
God bless you. You have your own car. Just
even if God bless you, won't you for the car? Won't you see? There's some prayers I don't pray.
There's some people that don't survive in Nigeria, you know.
Yeah, so these are the rich elites. These are the ones embezzling the money. But for the common man, my brother, common man, go year round, go. Common man, go year round next year. Me, I don't look away. You see me, I don't look away. I don't break up for the next year. Boys, I'm tying my bet now. See, I'm tying my bet now for next year.
Mr. David, thank you for that wonderful analysis.
And don't forget, I don't want to have I don't want to have that experience I had on the Christmas day. Please, I'll call your number. Even if you cook for us, I'll call you. I beg green rice from my shop. Happy New Year in advance, brother.
David is a politician. Yeah. Good morning, Oluwawan of Ogbaland. You heard what David said?
What he said?
Harry said you praise up for hardship in 2020.
That is a language that does not belong to all. It's a language that is opinion.
That is opinion.
Opinion of him.
What's your opinion?
You know, my whole opinion is that 2022 will be better than 2021.
How? How will 2022?
Because God will manifest His glory above all other people, above all other men. God's thinking is different from somebody's thinking. It's different from you and I thinking. So why will you say tomorrow will be how? We don't know the next hour. We never even know the next seconds. So let's just leave that aside.
The Nigeria has been a religious country.
Nigeria is a religious country because of God. That's why Nigeria is seen here where we are. We are seen number one.
Is it because of God that we are still suffering?
No, the suffering. No country is that is not suffering. No country on earth that is not suffering there. If you are in America,
if you have a opportunity to choose between Canada and Nigeria, which one will you choose?
Yeah, I will choose Canada.
Why are you choosing Canada?
Because of the government official, the concern.
So there's a difference when it comes to consumption.
Yes, the difference is there. You are right. But initially, in the last language, in the end, there is still difficulties there and there. But their constitution there is different from here. One person cannot have 10 houses there. But one person can have 100 houses there. So we are the people here, not God doing. Okay.
Federal government to borrow 12 trillion naira.
To borrow
12 trillion naira before 2023.
Before 2023.
And they add on debt.
To borrow 12 trillion.
Yes.
They are borrowing money. Borrowing money is not a new story in Nigerian language anymore. They are borrowing to feed their pocket. They are criminals.
No, they are borrowing for infrastructure.
They are borrowing in the name of infrastructure. Where is the infrastructure? That is the problem.
The railway you see.
The railway, they are saying railway.
This road that they are doing.
They are doing how many years is the express road? It never completed. How many years? They are borrowing. I know that God will lead us to the 2023 when the government will lead. A new era will come. A new era will come. This era is negative era. They are going home and they must go. They must go. Borrowing trillion. They want to share more money. They never know what will happen to them. Maybe they will die overnight before they share that money. Because the agenda is to borrow and share before they left. But they know they are going.
No, they are saying that they want to use it for infrastructure.
That is this language they have been saying from the beginning to now. For the past 6.5 years, they have been saying they will do this and this. Nigeria never see the impact of the borrowing. We are just hearing of the borrowing. And so people are now predicting that one day China is going to take all of us along. China is going to take all of us.
I don't understand.
Because of the borrowing, the majority of the borrowing is from Chinese. So there is a language now that in Nigeria population that Nigeria, one day China is going to occupy Nigeria. Okay, now I want to borrow that trillion, 11 trillion. So before you get 1 trillion, how many billion? We are many billion in 1 trillion. So we talk of in 12 trillion. The government is bad.
Okay, 17 months enough to end insecurity before Buhari leaves office.
That is their language, their prediction. That is impossible now. For the past 6.5 years, never end the security. It's now 16 months that you will end the security. That can never be done. It's only God that will end the security of Nigeria. Because that security matter is just like they are pampering it and they are enjoying it. Budgeting billions of dollars to fight insecurity and they will end the security. Now you say 16 or 17 months, the security will be ended. Let's pray for you, but I don't believe that language. That language is a malpractical language.
You are the president of Nigeria. What will you do differently from what
if God knows that I will do a differently job. There's a difference between A and B. There's a difference between 1 and 2. Buhari is like a systematic government that is occupied by the mighty men. See somebody that is called giant of Aso Rock, that is Malami. Somebody like Malami being a superlative of Buhari is a Buhari spokesman. That kind of person, they are demonic people. Person that will compare animal to human being. Is he a human being? Is he bad? Compare spare part dealer to Fulani S-men, and you are Attorney General of the Federation. See your language that you are comparable to. You are a demon, and all of you are demon. So when I am in a position, your shoe, I will do a different job than the last Nigeria. Even though 2 years Nigeria will know that something is happening. I will put food. That's the number one thing. Put food in the table of all Nigeria and let that Nigeria sleep with 2 eyes closed, and we'll be having that confidence that nothing will happen to them. Nigeria cannot sleep with 2 eyes closed anymore because of what? Because of the system of government and the caliber of people.
Yes, they did not sleep with 2 eyes closed.
Many Nigerians don't sleep with 2 eyes open. Lagos is still safe because when you and I in Lagos, Lagos is different from where we see north, east, all those areas. Every day people are afraid of their life. Every day people are afraid of, even though people on the outside country know that people in that part of Nigeria, it's only God that will set them free because they are afraid of their life. Okay, see what's happening in Zamfara now. See what's happening in Gobi. All those are not area every day is massacre. I will listen with 2 eyes closed. You will be the next victim.
Finally, what's your advice to Nigerians? Oluwa said if you're the president of Nigeria, will make sure there's food in the table.
Yeah, number one. Then 2, security. Everybody will sleep with 2 eyes closed and will be happy and will wake up the next morning with confidence. Not that we rat will pass on top of your ceiling, we jump out because you're afraid. It's bad. Okay. And the president know, and the defense minister know, all of them know what can they do. They are not doing anything. They are just collecting our money and eating the dollars like the ice cream. The ice cream going for me.
Lastly, Mr. Moses Abraham said, Mr. Oluwa, pray for me to get money to do passport and visa to bring you where I am.
God will bless you. God will bless your heart desire will be filled because He lives. He will do it for you. But don't do any hard things to get that money. Do the right thing and God will manifest in your life.
Thank you very much, Oluwa.
You're welcome.
Okay, we have come to the end of Bystanders at the Newsstands. This morning, I'm Christian Chuku on this one edition of the program. A big thank you to all those that have spoken today. Mr. David, my man, Honorable Mr. Raphael Stresvant, and also Mr. Kunle and Oluwa, Mr. Chigozie. Thank you very much for being part of the program today. We'll say bye for now till tomorrow. A big thank you to the men behind the camera, Mr. Ifeanyi and also Mr. Femi. Bye for now till tomorrow as we meet by God's grace. Mrs. Mary, thank you very much for your support, sir. Thank you. And we pray that God will replenish you as much as you have given to the reviewers this morning. I'll say bye for now until tomorrow as we meet by God's grace. Merry Christmas in arrears and Happy New Year in advance. Thank you.